Hi, this is Mike from thesubstream.com and welcome to the Film Lab. You know, we shoot a bunch of these videos, all of them in fact, or almost all of them, inside this really big, giant studio that we found that we were lucky enough to find really cheap because over there they store hazardous waste, over there and over there trains go by all day, and below us there's women making vegan soup 24 hours a day with the machines that go row, row, row. But if you're a film student or you're a person making a low or no budget movie, one of your first ones, you're probably not gonna be lucky enough to be like we are and find an industrial space for really cheap that you can shoot in. You're probably gonna be shooting in your mom's basement or your mom's living room or your basement or your living room or a condominium or a residence hallway or something like that. So we're gonna assume in this episode of the Film Lab that you're shooting some scenes, some pivotal scenes from your short, The Lost Boy, which is about an ex-film student who had to drop out of film school because he got addicted to heroin and now he's gonna kill himself. In a condo somewhere, and that you got lights and you got an actor, we're gonna identify the single most pernicious starting filmmaker mistake in terms of lighting and tell you how to fix it really cheap and really easy. So come with me. I'm now Sandro, and I love the heroin. And I'll see you on over there. But Susan, I don't want to quit the heroin, even though it will kill me. I love to shoot it in my veins. And scene. It's really powerful stuff. So pretend for a second that we're shooting inside a little condo or somebody's apartment building that doesn't have a mural painted on the wall behind me. And what we've done is thrown up some quick and dirty lights, basic 3-point lighting. A key over there, a fill light over there for this side of my face, and an imaginary backlight behind me that we don't have because I'm jammed up against the wall. Even though I had a really good performance where I was being Sandro the heroin addict, it didn't look very good, and that's because we've committed the most cardinal, obvious, starting out filmmaker lighting a scene error, and that's that we shot a character with 2 giant shadows on the wall behind them. Nothing screams beginner filmmaker louder than 2 shadows on the wall. And this is partly a product of shooting in the kind of places that you shoot in when you're a starting filmmaker, but thankfully there's a couple of really easy things that you can do to avoid making that mistake. And the first thing that's going to contribute to solving the problem is raising your lights up. We've got our lights right now at just above kind of eye level, about here. So I'm going to send my assistant Ryo to please come raise them up, and we'll see what happens to the shadow. You're doing a really good job, Ryan. This guy is great. So you'll notice that we've lowered the shadows kind of like a couple of inches. And they're not quite all the way out of the frame. And to get them all the way out of the frame, for a frame like this, we'd have to raise them basically through the roof and they'd be shooting straight down like this. So the other thing that you have to do, and this is always going to help your shots look better, is move your characters out from the wall. How are my shadows now? Who's your shadow daddy now, internet? When you're shooting a scene inside a small space, I know the instinct is always going to be to jam your characters into a corner because you've got so much equipment and so many people in the room. Lights, cameras, people trying to bring you bottles of water, etc., etc. But whatever you do, prioritize getting your characters away from the wall and prioritize getting your lights up near the ceiling so that you can get shadows off the wall so that it doesn't look really crappy.